Hello, and a good Monday morning to you, my swirly twirly platypi of sugar taffy pumpkin goodness. Coffee cheers to you. It is I, Hallie, with today's weekly reading book review. Yes, I'm wearing a Scooby-Doo headband because reasons, spooky season. So pour yourself a cup of coffee should you like to talk about the books and stories I inhaled this week. It was quirky, as usual. So here we go. The first book I finished, I believe I was in the midst of last time we chatted. This is The Princess Swap by Kim Bussing, and this is the Cinderella and the Beast and Beauty and the Glass Slipper with that gorgeous cover, lovely stained edges. There are two in the series and a third coming out, probably all standalones, but obviously princess swapping. So I really enjoyed it. It was honestly better than I expected. Out from Random House, they sent me a copy. Yay, thank you. Because princesses and fairy tales. And it had a lot of agency, which is sometimes missing from children's literature and from princesses. And so really high adventure, flipping back and forth between the two tales, and just a nice switcheroo on the escapades they find themselves in. So thoroughly enjoyed that one, and appropriate for all ages, including young readers. Nothing scandalous, just lots of great friendship and adventure. Hooray! Okay, with some great twists, obviously. The next one I read was very intriguing. This is The Dark Cove Theatre Society by Sierra Marilyn Riley. This is YA fiction out from Annick Press. Canada, and I mean, gorgeous cover, right? Just that pink against that dark blues, gorgeous, and with the crow. And so this was really great because, again, YA, there's a little bit of cussing, but mostly just like an ominous kind of gothic literature feel to it. It is a boarding school for the arts on this very remote Canadian island, and like they call them the gatekeepers, three lesbians that are the head of the theater society, are the popular girls on campus, and girl auditions, and they do Midsummer Night's Dream, and it was first person, but it was very, what I love about YA literature, that was just like in all the feels and all the struggles of who am I, my personality, where do I fit in, what do I really want, what are my talents, what are my friendships, what am I pledging myself to, allegiances, and otherwise. So very diverse LGBTQIA plus rep. Her BFF roommate is non-binary, etc. So that was really interesting, with crushes and all of the things of a self-conscious teenager. And it wasn't, again, I love this, you know it, I talk about it all the time, it was not formulaic. So it really was just like arriving on campus for this second year at this art school, and just getting through rehearsals and the play, and it wasn't like, oh, something bad happened midway through, etc. It was just like in the moment, and I loved it. Okay, The Dark Cove Theatre Society. Okay, and the one I finished this morning was a reread, obviously, of The Wizard of Oz, first published as The Wonderful Wizard of Oz in 1900 by L. Frank Baum, which the L stands for Lyman, should you like to know. I am a megalith of Wizard of Oz trivia and history, so I won't get into it, but I do love, as you know, from my Fairy Tale Feet series on my website, the intense research I do to the original tales versus the perhaps movie or cultural, pop culture retellings in our societal phenomena, knowledge, shared knowledge, what these stories, how they started, and where they ended up in our societal conscious. Anyway, so I love seeing the differences. Sometimes you have to catch yourself because you're playing the movie in your head. You're like, wait, that's different. And I won't go into it, but really enjoyed it. Really quirky, really episodic, and just lovely. This was 1980s illustrations, not the originals, Puffin Classics, but I own dozens of copies of this book and different illustrations. You may know, maybe you don't. Well, I don't know why you should, except maybe I talk about it too much. Why I became an illustrator was Charles Santori's version of The Wizard of Oz. I saw the original of Dorothy and company marching into the Emerald City with their green glasses, and I just was overwhelmed. So also best movie ever. Okay, well, I said that about Singing in the Rain last week, but it's in my all-time favorites. Okay, moving on. That's all I finished this week. I'm currently reading still, flipping through, but I am going alphabetically now so I don't miss one. I'm up to Nevada in Haunted USA by Heather Alexander and illustrated by the remarkable Sam Kalda. Some of these are really spooky illustrations. His compositions are gorgeous, as my husband pointed out, because I was showing them to him. Husband, fine artist. You may have seen some of that in my stories this weekend. Anyway, even if you turn them upside down, it's still a good composition. I didn't realize that was a trick, but Sam, you nailed it. I don't know, consciously or subconsciously, but his graphite drawings are unbelievable, and I love them. And for the spooky at heart, read with caution. Some of the critters are very scary to me. But a lot, again, there's one story per state, and a lot of them stem from indigenous cultures, which is really great. So loving this book with the lights on and in doses, because spooky, scary. Wear oath bar mitzvah, if you know that reference. Okay, might read next. This never happens, but sometimes it does, so you never know. So here are 3 I pulled off the TBR stacks today that currently I'm in the mood to begin. We shall see. This one that I bought eons ago and just haven't read. It's a nice, slim little eco-parable, I believe. A Palace Near the Wind by A. Jiang. So gorgeous, and adult fiction. Need to read that. You know, we've been doing some spooky stuff, and maybe not this week, but aside from that Coast book, but Nora Goes Off Script. This has been by Annabel Monaghan. This has been sitting in my TBR forever. You know, I love behind the scenes filming, etc., so might read that one. And Once Upon a Time, Erin and Trada Kelly was reading this one, said it was super weird. Yes, you're welcome. I didn't cuss there. And again, adult kind of sci-fi, fantasy, quirky, looks a little dystopian, Wrinkle in Time, Big Brother-esque. I don't know. We'll see. And I bought this when I was in New York last time. I believe from Books Are Magic. Could have been anywhere. Went to a lot of bookstores. Okay. This week I also watched I got to see Beetlejuice Jr. this weekend at the Greer Cultural Center. I will try to find the link to tickets and share that in my stories today. It was pretty great. I mean, it's kids doing theater, but there's some talented peeps out there, and I really loved how inclusive it was for probably everyone that auditioned in the dance numbers. And obviously it was condensed, so I had to do some brain leaps and plot and like really tiny lines they'd mentioned that would get not prescribed, assigned their own very long song. It's funny. Anyway, editor head, writer head, author head. And then I also did half watch, guys. Murdaugh, Death in the Family. You know, I am a huge fan of True Sunlight Pod, Mandy Matney, Liz Farrell, all the work they're doing, Eric Bland, etc., with both True Sunlight and Cup of Justice podcasts. Used to be known as the Murdaugh Murders podcast, and they've evolved past cases now that monster's in jail. And it's on Hulu, or Hulu on Disney Plus, and it's a lot. Can't watch it with my full attention, both because of content and violence, but holy crap, you guys, the actor who plays Paul is unbelievable. Would give that guy an Emmy if I had any powers. Amazing. So if you can watch more intense TV than me, go for it. I was drawing and sketching and doing my planner and things while it was on, just because I know people like that, because I live in South Carolina. It's a little scary and intense, and God spared me from some similar relationships. So anyway, I love you. Well done. Just it's a lot for us Southerners to take it. Anyway, okay, me and my coffee, gonna go eat breakfast, and I love you. Would love to know what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying, watching, etc. I'm gonna get into, I meant to show you. Anyway, this morning, right now, after breakfast, I'm gonna go finish my alternate cover art painting for the Wand Keepers book 2, the Mummy's Curse, the Secret Curse of the Mummies, whatever. Tiffany McDaniel. Something about mummies and the curse, and I did the hand lettering for it too. So we'll figure it out in my studio today. Again, last week got weird emotionally and family-wise and otherwise and work-wise, and so I didn't get to finish that. So time-lapse video coming to the crayon box, hopefully today, if not tomorrow. Painting definitely getting done today. Maybe hand lettering later, but we're gonna work on it, okay? I promise. So that's another story we're enjoying, and maybe I'll put the audiobook on while I finish that up. Okay, love you guys. Talk at you later.